and welcome to Rocky Mountain Gardens. Today I'm starting off my morning with a brand new tea to taste. And I was out touring with my family recently, out hiking and so on, safely. And I found this Colorado Prickly Pear tea. Now, prickly pear has such a delicious flavor, and if you are not from out west, you may not have heard of it. It is a cactus that produces flowers and fruits. Now, with prickly pear, you can find it when you're out hiking almost everywhere out in Colorado. And so what I wanted to do today is tell you a little bit about this common native plant out west. And of course, it's a cactus, grows in arid climates easily. And let me show you here a picture of the prickly pear flower. It's beautiful, isn't it? Just delightful. And such a bright spot in an arid climate when you do see it in bloom in the spring. And then later it produces fruit. And here's a picture also of the prickly pear fruit. Now, from that fruit, you can create a really lovely syrup that can be used like in prickly pear lemonade, for example, and other drinks. It's fabulous. And then also I have this tea, which is actually like a black tea from China that is infused with the prickly pear fruit essence, I guess. And it is something that gives a fruity flavor to the tea. Now, I have not tasted it before, so here is my chance. And I have, let me turn this around so you can see this darling mug that I found for the summer. It has a cute little bumblebee on the handle right here. And of course, that cheerful yellow color. So I have been allowing my tea to steep now for about 5 minutes, which is the time that is recommended for steeping any tea. And that is to avoid, if you steep it longer, it can develop a bitter flavor. So we want to avoid that by taking our tea bag out around at the 5-minute mark. And I also, well, let me taste it first without any sweetening. Oh, the fragrance is just delightful with that fruity sort of aroma. But I'm going to put just a tad of sugar into my tea. I'm hoping that will sort of bring out that fruity flavor even more into the tea. All right, let's give it a taste. This is just delicious for a morning tea. So if you can get your hands on some prickly pear infused tea, give it a try. I think you may like it. So what is our topic today in our video? Well, I had a path that went across my backyard, and it connected the two sides from my flagstone path on the, well, if you're walking out to my garden on the left side, which is over here, I have a flagstone path that goes all the way to the back of my yard. And then on the right side of my yard, I have my hammock area, which is so fun for children to play on. And of course, I like to lie there and read in the evenings sometimes. It's delightful. And I had like a stepping stone path that went across and connected those two areas in my yard. And I decided it was not comfortable to walk across. You had to be very careful. You stepped on the stones correctly. So I decided I wanted to make it one smooth path. That is what my video is today, that I wanted to share with you how I created a really nice path very easily. So let's go see how I did it. Friends, here is a path that goes through the center of my garden, and although it looks all right, I do want to improve it by making it a better walking path, so that will be our project for today. Now, at this section of my walking path here on the side by my hammock area, I have a lot of volunteer plants growing here, and so those I will be digging up and moving or giving away to friends. And then this path here, as you can see it, will come all the way up to this gravel. It is pea gravel area. Here are some old stepping stones that I'm going to be incorporating into my new path. I have a few bricks. I have some of these existing stones which you can barely see through all of the plants. So I'm going to be digging up these stepping stones as I go, and I'm going to be trying to put them together kind of like a puzzle. Now, I do have some of these gray cement squares that I'll be adding, and as you can see, they're all shapes and sizes. I even have some reddish stones here from my daughter's garden. So this is going to be, like I said, kind of like assembling a puzzle. I've got a few tools that will be helpful for me. One is my kneeling pad. And I have a small level that will assist me in making sure my stones aren't all wonky and are easy to walk on, hopefully. I brought out this spearhead spade. You can see the end on it here. It is quite helpful in digging out plants that might be in my way for my path design. And I'm just going to keep it near at hand. Now I of course have my gardening gloves, because this is going to be a lot of physical work, good exercise. And you know, normally when people do paths, they lay down kind of at least an inch layer of sand onto their path before they set the stones down, and that makes perfectly good sense. However, you can't see it just yet, but I will show you. My soil in my yard is basically sand. Now, I have amended my soil. You've probably seen that in other videos, but this is really sand. I'm not going to be laying down a layer of sand, not necessary, obviously. And I'm going to start taking up the existing stones. My plan is to lay out the stones alternating colors and sizes and so on to make a pleasing pattern. We'll see how it goes. So let's get started. I'm beginning to lay my stone on the side of my yard by my flagstone path. And as you can see, I'm laying them down first. I do have a drip line there that I have to compensate for. And also I'm removing some of my ice plant there on the right side to make room for the stones. I want the path to be wide enough to walk across very easily. And I'm using, as you can see, bricks and sort of just piecing things together very gradually. I love the variety of colors that I have. And as we go along here, you'll notice that I have to dig out other plants that happen to be in my way as I go. And of course, I have to level it out with my sandy soil and make it very flat. And you don't want any of your stones to be sort of uneven, and I call it rocky. They kind of rock back and forth, which can be a little bit difficult to walk on and make you feel like you're walking across one of those bridges, that are unstable. So, yes, working and then also burying these drip lines a little bit if I need to in order to make my stones lay flat. And so there's just all kinds of little issues as you work along the way. But here I'm digging out plants that are in my way, and now we're done. This is my completed path. What do you guys think? Comment below and tell me what you consider the best part about this path. For me, I like the multiple colors of the stones, and I also enjoy the flat surface that makes it so easy to walk across the back part of my garden. So our path just follows along here. And it's very irregular, as you can see, but what I plan to do is add more plants over here on the edges so that it will fill out these areas. This is one of the plants that I dug up and have transplanted, so hopefully it will spread and cover that space. I added a very pretty pink monarda or bee balm right here next to the path. And along here, here's another one of my Nautia plants. It's a small one. You can see it looks a little bedraggled, and that's because it's a transplant. It'll take a few days to recover. So I hope that y'all saw how easy this was to do. It just takes some time and some patience, and you really can get a great result. All done by hand, not having to pay anyone, and it's simply a perfect way to create a comfortable garden path with used and old stones. Making our homes a nice, warm, welcoming place is even more important these days, don't you think? So go ahead, rest, relax with a cup of tea, a nice one that you can try something new. Or, if you're a coffee drinker, enjoy your coffee. You can sit outdoors on your patio or your porch, enjoy the beautiful nature around us, and just something calming in your life, I think, is a very helpful. It's very helpful for your soul and your heart, which, we all want to be kinder and more compassionate these days to each other. And so come on back for another video. I will be doing my home tour. That will be the next video popping up on my channel. And I do invite you to subscribe if you're enjoying my videos and the topics that I cover. So hope to see you again. Have a lovely week, and I will say goodbye for now.